Hey everyone, I'm going to take some time in this video to explain what you need to do to complete Week 1 Assignment 2 References page. We've been learning a little bit about the basics of APA format and research and avoiding plagiarism this week, and one thing that I want to make sure students understand how to do is how to create a references page for a research paper. Obviously, we aren't writing a research paper in this class. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a list of sources, and you're going to pretend like you are writing a research paper and you're using those 6 sources in the paper. So that's sort of the foundation for this assignment. You can see in the instructions listed underneath this video, the first bullet point under the instructions is pretend like you are writing a research paper and you have used the 6 sources provided below. You must now create a references page for your pretend paper. First, use the information I've provided with those 6 sources to figure out the correct reference entry for each one. I've told you what type of source it is, and I've given you all the information you need. None of it is in the right order or in the right format. It's just there for you. You have to then take that information and figure out how to create the reference page entry for each one. Then you're going to list all 6 on a references page, just like it would look at the end of a research paper. So the whole thing, each entry should be in APA format. The references page itself should be in APA format. So remember, what you submit needs to look exactly like a references page found at the end of a research paper. So you can go back to the sample APA essay in the Week 1 module and look at that reference page. I have also attached a file to the instructions that shows you another sample references page. It obviously uses different sources than what you're being asked to use, but the appearance, the overall format should be exactly what you submit. Your sources will be different, but the formatting, how it appears, should be pretty much the same. That's what your goal is. Okay? You're going to do this in a Word doc or a PDF or a Google Doc. Just like if you were writing a research paper, you would have to write it in some sort of formal document. So you're going to have to do your references page in a formal document. And that's all it is. It's just the references page. Now, underneath that bulleted list of instructions, then you'll see the 6 sources that I'm giving you. It says, use these 6 sources to create your references page. The first source, the type of source, is a book that has only one author. The book is titled Psych. The author is A. Spencer Rathus. The book was published by Cengage Learning in Boston, Massachusetts in 2015. You're going to take all that information that I just provided for that source, and you're going to figure out what a reference entry is supposed to look like for that source. You're going to do that for all 6. Once you have the reference entry created for all 6 of these sources, then you're going to put it all together on a references page in proper APA format. So, in the Week 1 module, I go over some very important resources that you can use to help you with this stuff. You can go to apa.org. You can go to the Purdue Online Writing Lab. You can use citation makers on different websites that you find on the internet. You can go old school and you can look at a handbook, right? And you can say, okay, this is how I'm supposed to format this type of entry, and just fill in the information yourself, right? There's a ton of ways that you can figure out what each entry is supposed to look like. Then you can go to the sample reference page that I provided in the instructions that I attached. You can go to the reference page at the end of the sample essay in week 1. You can also go back to the lesson on basic APA format and refresh your memory on all the rules for how to format a reference page in APA format. So you want the whole thing, each entry and the whole page itself, you want it to look exactly like it's supposed to look if it were at the end of a research paper in APA format. Okay? And that's all you're submitting, right? Use the resources available to you to your benefit. Work smarter, not harder. I've given you a lot of this information and a lot of advice and places where you can go, especially in the lesson on useful APA info. Use all of that to your advantage to figure out the easiest way to create each entry and then how to make sure the whole page is formatted correctly. Okay? It's due Sunday by 11:59 p.m. If you have any questions or run into any issues, let me know.